one player that we certainly don't think is going to back down at all. Masashi Oya, I think he's just going to be out there firing away with this chip lead. Really put the pressure on his opponents. Here he's coming in with a raise from the cutoff seat. Earlier in this hand, you saw Isaac Haxton fold under the gun ace-8 off, where if Haxton has the chip stack that Masashi does, maybe Haxton comes in with a raise there, right? But here, you know, Haxton's going to take the conservative approach. Bonomo electing to call King 7 of Hearts out of the small blind. Now it's on Daniel. No need to get too crazy for Negreanu. Comes along as well.
Three-way action here to the flop. Both blinds involved. Wow, look at that. Ace, King 4, top pair, and the nut flush draw for Negreanu. Oya, the same top pair, same kicker, but does not have the flush draw.
Also an interesting spot for Bonomo. Second pair against a very aggressive chip leader in late position, and Negreanu can really have a pretty wide range there from the big blind, so Bonomo's got second pair with the backdoor nut flush draw.
And of course, nothing strange about Oya continuing here. Playing against two players in the blinds, his ace-6 is going to be good quite a good amount of the time. Like you said, Donnie, can't fault Bonomo either here for tagging along. Interesting spot here now for Negreanu. Just comes with the call. How do you feel about this, Donnie?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, it's kind of a tricky spot. Yeah, of course you have. Oh wow.
Wow. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, turn up the volume. We might see some fireworks here as Bonomo rips off a third king. Both Negreanu and Oya with an ace. Negreanu not drawing dead. He still has the nut flush draw. And we could see the action get checked around here as it is now on Oya with ace-6.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how aggressive Oya wants to be, but I would expect him to check here. I mean, his kicker is really nothing in this spot, so.
Big river card coming up. It is the deuce of diamonds. Bonomo is going to get the check mark against two players with a pair of aces. Negreanu's hand very much under-repped. He's probably going to think that no one is going to give him credit for a hand this strong. Bonomo, perhaps, might have the others thinking that he's going to steal the pot here. $450. 450 is the bet from Bonomo.
It's a healthy bet here. Just, you know, I think Negreanu might find a fold here. Yeah, that's about half his stack. Oya, on the other hand, I mean, could pay this off here.
I mean, very, very well done from Negreanu. Calls one street, sees a free river card, and just gets away from it that quickly. I'm impressed.
Always hard when you're an aggressive player, when you're a chip leader like Masashi is, to flop top pair and ultimately get away from it. I know, you know, like a lot of times you're just not supposed to have it, and then you have something, and it's like, well, you know, what's going on here? But
I'm still thinking about how quickly Negreanu folded here. And Oya grabbing chips to make the call. And there it is. He tosses them in. Bonomo is going to receive a very big pot and a big smirk on the face of Negreanu.
You saw that? Yeah.
Oh, his lips are burning. Of course, we are live. And Isaac Haxton applies the pressure on the blinds, moves all in for a million.
Wow.
And Daniel Smiljkovic snap calls with ace-king offsuit. Isaac Haxton all in with pocket fours. Smiljkovic here in a great spot to send one of the best in the world to the rail. But he still has to hit to improve his hand. Haxton unfazed by the showdown. This man has seen it all. And what he would really like to see right now is a 4 on the table. All right, here comes the flop. Can Haxton stay alive? 5, Jack, 7. Favorable flop for the pocket pair. Smiljkovic has a diamond, has backdoor Broadway as well, so still a few more options here, besides, of course, the ace or the king. Turn card is the ace of clubs, and that all but does it for Isaac Haxton, who is down to 2 outs. One of the 2 remaining 4s are needed. It's a 3 of spades on the river. Isaac Haxton hits the rail.
Yeah. Just over a minute.
No lucky shirt, no win for Isaac Haxton, as he is our 7th place finisher.
Yeah. I mean, there's enough scams going around these days, right?
David Peters here, moving all in with ace-10 offsuit. Smiljkovic looking down at king-queen off. Peters all in for fewer than 10 big blinds.
King-queen off. Kind of tricky in the spot. Might be deemed too good. Also not something that you're like just totally fist-pumping about because you are going to be behind some ace-highs.
I mean, Smiljkovic clearly happy to get it in here. Did not take that long to commit his chips, and we're going to see an all-in showdown here. David Peters, tournament life on the line. Haley might have to adjust her wedding planning based on the money he's not going to win, unless, of course, he survives this one. Smiljkovic looking for a king or a queen to send Peters to the rail. So far, 60-40, Peters ahead in this classic coin flip situation. Let's see if Peters can fade the kings and the queens. Perhaps some straight possibilities as well. Here comes the flop. Ace, 10, 5, 2 pair for Peters, meaning that Smiljkovic now looking for a jack to make a straight. Reduced outs for the German as Masashi Oya gives us some musical support here by slapping the chips together, and a jack hits on the turn, and all of a sudden David Peters down to 4 outs, or he'll walk off set to collect his payout in this event. River card is the deuce of hearts, and that is it for David Peters. Wow. After flopping 2 pair, Smiljkovic drills his straight on the turn, and all of a sudden, we are down to the final 5. David Peters, 10th on poker's all-time money list. He's seen it all before, but he will not be happy driving home tonight. Wow, pocket queens here for Justin Bonomo, raising it up with the ladies. And ace-king for Negreanu.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we might see some fireworks here. Bonomo has Negreanu covered. Negreanu with ace-king.
And Negreanu probably just puts this in here.
Absolutely massive implications here, as we are likely to see a massive coin flip
there it
between
is.
2 of the most accomplished tournament players in the history of the game. A snap call from Justin Bonomo, and we have the fairest of all fights, ace-king versus queens, at the final table of the PGT Last Chance event number 1.
Bonomo has Negreanu covered. Not by much, but he does have him covered, so Negreanu is the player at risk here.
Whoever wins this is going to be among the favorites to take this one down. If Bonomo loses, he's also going to be left with hardly any chips. Let us know in the chat who you're rooting for. Massive coin flip playing out here inside the PokerGo studio. Queens for Bonomo, ace-king for Negreanu. Here comes the flop. King, Jack, 5, 2 hearts. Negreanu has the bigger heart, but more importantly, flops top pair, top kicker, and the frown on Bonomo's face says it all. Turn card. the 4 of hearts. Hearts not in play. Bonomo looking for one of the 2 remaining queens in the deck. Nearly 3 million chips in the middle here. Can Bonomo find it? It is not there. Daniel Negreanu secures a massive double up here, courtesy of Justin Bonomo. Absolutely enormous pot here. With 5 remaining players at this final table, $218,000 up for grabs for the winner. The pain of losing a flip will always outweigh the joy of winning one. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel. We have 19 days of streaming over the course of the next month, so turn on the notification bell so you know when we are live.
All in here from Jonathan Cohen, 2 9s, and Bonomo has a couple of 6s.
660.
So wait, Cohen has 660,000 chips left, while Bonomo has 2 6s?
Correct.
I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. Bonomo does go for it with his 6s. And Negreanu finds ace jack of spades.
2 for 1.
660.
660.
Negreanu's got chips now to take a shot here if he wants to. Looks like he's getting out the exact amount of the 660. That is the larger shove from Cohen. Negreanu does make the call.
Wow.
Smiljkovic out of the way, folding one of those jacks. Masashi folds 2 spades. Here we go. 3-way all in. Jonathan Cohen and Justin Bonomo are at risk versus Daniel Negreanu.
Wow, could this be the start of a turnaround as it pertains to Daniel Negreanu on the live felt? 2023 was not his year. 2024 could be off to a hot start if he sends 2 players to the rail here right after doubling through Justin Bonomo. Negreanu, of course, has both these players covered by a wide margin, looking for an ace or a jack or some spades. Let's see the flop. It is 4-7-3. Favorable flop for Cohen.
Not bad for Bonomo, all things considered. You know, he adds a 5 there. Could make a straight now.
Yeah, Cohen looking for the knockout and the double up all at the same time. Turn card is the queen of spades. It is paint. It is spades, but it is not what Negreanu was looking for. Outs remain unchanged. Bonomo looking for a 5 or a 6. Negreanu looking for an ace or a jack. River card is the 5 of clubs, and Justin Bonomo triples up by making a straight on the river. Jonathan Cohen now down to very few big blinds, and Bonomo almost back to square one. If I was a poker player, and I could pick my own nickname, Billy Binks is high on the list.
That's a great name.
Pass, please.
Oya here raising it up with 10-7 offsuit. Cohen moving all in with ace-5 of spades.
Another spot where Masashi might just feel like he's priced in, and there it is. There's the call. He's going to be happy to see that he's got 2 live ones.
Yeah, 10-7 versus ace-5 almost feels like a fair fight. Cohen looking for his ace-high to hold up. Oya trying to get this event down to the final 4. All right, here comes the flop. King 8-7, and Masashi Oya takes the lead with a pair of 7s. Bad news for Cohen, who's looking for an ace and an ace only, or potentially some backdoor cards to make it straight. Otherwise, he will be our 5th place finisher. Turn card. The Jack of Spades that reduces his outs to just 3 on the river. Jonathan Cohen from Canada. River card, 7 of Spades, and that'll do it. Jonathan Cohen was 1 card away from sending Bonomo to the rail and doubling through Daniel Negreanu, but a 5 on the river gave Justin Bonomo a straight. And just 2 hands later, he finds himself on the rail, and we are down to the final 4 players.
All right, how many hands? How many hands?
Really was a great showing from Jonathan Cohen. I know ultimately didn't work out in his favor, but didn't have a lot of chips to work with for this final table, but did the best he could and just got unlucky in the end. What are you going to do? That's tournament poker.
Wow.
Make the call.
Bonomo makes the call and is dominated by Oya. Worst case scenario for Bonomo, who was hoping for 2 live cards at the very least. Oya has the upper hand here with Ace-6 versus King-6. Bonomo looking for a king to stay alive. Here comes the flop. Queen, queen, 9 on the flop. 2 clubs. Clubs not in play here.
Yeah, let's just chop it up. 9-9, okay?
No.
Bonomo looking for a way out.
6-6.
He needs some help.
Ooh.
Queen on the turn is not going to make any difference here. Bonomo still looking for a king.
6.
River card is the 4 of diamonds. And that is it for Justin Bonomo. Quite the roller coaster for him at this final table. He departs in 4th place. Bonomo collects a bunch of points in his race to make the top 40 of the PGT Championship standings. Tonight, however, he collects $91,000 for his. Wow.
Couple of jacks.
Monster pair here for the German, and
Couple
Oya
of
finds
6s.
6s, yeah. A little trappy trap as well from Smiljkovic, who's been very aggressive leading up to this point. Sort of surprised to see him limp here. And Oya feels the same way. By the way, look at that bling on the wrist there. Is that a Rolex? Looked very nice. Little double check here from Smiljkovic.
How big is this re-raise going to be?
For some reason, I always feel like this approach signals strength. Like, why would you be messing around in this spot, given Negreanu's stack size?
Sure, but
If you've been-
we've seen him mess around, and
True.
And Masashi knows he can mess around. He 4-bet earlier and snap folded, right when Masashi jammed on him. So Masashi is probably aware that he doesn't necessarily have to have a premium here. Hands that Masashi does well against that Smiljkovic could take the line with here, similar to this, Ace-5 suited, Ace-4 suited, stuff like that. Masashi's got a good hand to go up against those.
Burning some clock himself, trying to decide, is this going to be the one? Can I call here in position?
Given the relatively small
Wow.
raise here, I mean, I was going to say Masashi could certainly call because these two are deep enough.
Meanwhile, Negreanu off camera, probably rubbing his hands together.
He's
Very-
like, just play a 9 million chip pot, guys. go nuts.
Yeah,
I'll just watch. No big deal.
I'll take the page up and the points. Here comes the flop. Big flop incoming. Wow. 4, 5, 7. Open and it's straight draw for Oya. Overpair for Smiljkovic. 2 million in the middle. Woo. This
I
could
feel
get
like
really
this just
big.
goes in here. Smiljkovic,
400,000.
Yeah, comes small.
Yeah.
20%.
Very small here from Smiljkovic. Is this almost too small, Donnie, to jam on this? How strong is it going to look if he makes it, whatever, 900 or a million? Oh, wow. He shoves. Snap call by Smiljkovic. $9 million, Donnie. You predicted this.
Jeez.
All the money is in the middle. Can I get a shot of Daniel Negreanu? There it is. He is stoic, but he is loving this. whatever happens, either we're down to heads up or we're three-handed with Smiljkovic down to 375K. Masashi Oya has 10 outs twice here to hit a set or a straight and to rake in an absolutely massive double-up and grab an enormous heads-up chip lead. Ace of spades on the turn. That is not going to do it. Oya needs to hit or else he will be eliminated. Smiljkovic still in the lead with his pair of jacks. River card is the jack of spades, adding insult to injury. A set on the river for Smiljkovic. We're just going to verify these stacks here, but it seems as though Daniel Negreanu is now heads up with Daniel Smiljkovic.
Negreanu going to limp call here on the button with the queen-8 off. Smiljkovic has the 4-deuce off. Off to a flop we go, more than $1 million in there. King 9-4, 2 hearts. Smiljkovic checking his bottom pair. Negreanu checks back. Queen on the turn. That puts Daniel Negreanu back out in front. He's got the better pair of queens.
Yeah.
Another check here from Smiljkovic. Another check back from Negreanu. King pairs the board on the river. Negreanu's hand is best as long as he doesn't fold here. Sizable 7-figure pot out there for the taking.
Yeah.
Is Negreanu going to go for some value here? Looks like he is.
That's 450.
450 is the bet. Just about 40% pot here from Daniel.
Cool.
Smiljkovic is going to pay it off. And here we go. Daniel Negreanu takes the chip lead, heads up.
Wow.
Against Daniel Smiljkovic. About 40% of the chips in play, so things haven't been going his way in these most recent hands, but you know, it's kind of just the ups and downs of tournament poker. Smiljkovic certainly not out of it in the slightest. But Daniel here.
Oh my God.
Ace King on the button.
What more can you wish for in tournament play than to pick up a monster right after having taken the lead here during the heads-up portion of the tournament? And Jack 10 rolls off the deck.
And Negreanu limped in on the button pre-flop. Smiljkovic checked the Jack deuce.
Wow. Smiljkovic smashes this flop. Perhaps Negreanu saving grace here that he only has a gut shot at this point.
And Negreanu betting here, but likely going to call a check raise. He's got enough of a hand here to be able to continue with this one. His hand could also just be good, right? You know, there are some hands that Smiljkovic might just be betting. Maybe Daniel thinks there's a chance that, you know, the ace or the king are good as well.
A queen, of course, would seal it here for Negreanu. There's still, of course, the outside chance that Smiljkovic could have hit a full house in that case, but at this point of the hand, a queen is the only card that can save Negreanu.
See what what sort of sizing Smiljkovic wants to come with here. Going a little bit larger here. Looks like 1.3.
1.3.
Does Negreanu still think that his hand can be strong here?
Yeah, I mean, there are some hands in Smiljkovic's range where he's going to check raise that include, you know, backdoor clubs that can turn some additional equity, right?
Negreanu is seriously considering something here, facing a bet of 1.3 million. Not too long ago, Negreanu was down to just a few big blinds. Now all of a sudden, contemplating playing an enormous pot here. And we can see that he only has 4 outs against the trips of his opponent. Negreanu, oh wow, he moves all in.
Jack, you win probably.
Yep.
Smilkovic snaps it off,
Need a queen.
and Daniel Negreanu looking for a queen and a queen only to win this one. If the queen doesn't come, Smiljkovic will have a massive chip lead, and all of a sudden, the roles will reverse. 4 outs for Kit Poker to seal the deal here. Only 9% chance, though. Massive long shot for Negreanu to take this one down. River card. Is a queen!
Oh, there it
I could
is!
win this one. I just felt it. Lucky,
Good game.
lucky year. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. I don't know what I'm doing on the turn. I said, fuck it. If you got a jack, take my money. Yeah. I win. Cool. Nice. So first time I won the first tournament of the year in my life. It's cool. Fun. Okay, what now? Give me some money.
Wow, Daniel Negreanu closes it out in style, if you want to call it that. Binks the queen on the river. What an absolutely epic way to close this thing out. What an awesome final table this was. My name is Rem Kurinkama. Donnie Peters alongside me. We'll be back with more action tomorrow from the PGT Last Chance here at the PokerGo Studio in Las Vegas. What an awesome night it has been. Thank you all so much for watching. Congrats to Daniel Negreanu. We'll see you guys tomorrow.